I got the narrative Shabbos. This week's Parshas, Parshas Vayichi. Parshas Vayichi, the final Parsha in Sefer Bereshis, concludes a very dramatic 4-Parsha arc that we had with Yosef and the brothers. And in this Parsha, Yaakov Avinu is blessing his sons on his deathbed, the Berachas Yaakov. And of course, also in this week's Parsha, he blesses Ephraim and Menashe, which is the bracha that gets carried out throughout the generations, Ad Hayom Hazeh, until today, where we bless our sons and we say, Yisimcha Elokim Ephraim Menashe, may Hashem make you like Ephraim and Menashe. And this is talked about at length, many different pshatim on this, but I thought of a pshat this week, and I subsequently saw it somewhere else, and I think there's a great lesson to be learned from it. Why do we specifically say Ephraim and Menashe? Why are we picking Ephraim and Menashe as the paradigm for the blessing to give over to children? And one answer could possibly be because the theme, or a theme that develops in the whole Sefer Bereshis, is a theme of sibling rivalry, and it starts all the way from the very first siblings in the Torah, and that is Cain and Hevel. And look what happens. Cain kills Hevel. Terrible thing to have sibling rivalry, of course. The first murder in the Torah. And if you go on into Sefer Bereshis, we just see it more again later with Noach's children, sibling rivalry, and then eventually one getting kicked out of the family. Yitzchak and Yishmael, sibling rivalry. Yishmael is pushed out of the family. Yaakov and Esav, sibling rivalry. Esav is pushed out of the family. Yosef and the brothers, sibling rivalry. Yosef ends up getting sold down to Mitzrayim. Yaakov was saying now, when he blesses Ephraim and Menashe, this has to stop. This sibling rivalry that goes on we have to break the pattern. Ephraim and Menashe, even when Yaakov switched his hands and wanted to bless the younger one before the older one, we don't find that anyone complained. Menashe didn't complain. Ephraim didn't say boo. Menashe didn't say boo. Menashe and Ephraim represent two totally different people, two totally different types of people, but they were able to get along just fine. No record of any complaints at all from those brachos that Yaakov gave. And that's what Yaakov is trying to pass down. The sibling rivalries that destroyed families have got to stop. And that's the lesson of Yisimcha Elokim Ephraim Menashe, and that's the lesson that we try to pass down to our children. We cannot have petty fights. We cannot have arguments with our siblings or with each other. And that's all we hope for in our children. We just want all of them to get along with each other. No strife in the family. That's our hope. That's all we hope for. Peace in the family. What else is there? And that's what Yaakov is saying here. He's trying to establish a new paradigm of what siblings are supposed to be about. And he says, Yisimcha Elokim Ephraim Menashe, because after all, what more could we ask for than for siblings to get along, than for our children to all get along with each other? Have a great Shabbos.